Hello, fabulous superstar Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of May 2023. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological week, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Wow, is this ever a very special time, especially for you? I do think that May is the most important celestial month of the year. We've got a lot of really intense energies, but for you, this becomes that much more true. Right out of the gate, the first week of this month is especially incredibly important because it is your modern ruling planet and a lunar eclipse that is speaking right to the heart of you. So, first, on the first of the month, that is when we will have Pluto going retro. This is the first time that Pluto goes retrograde in the sign of Aquarius as part of our current 20-year cycle that we are at the very beginning of. Your modern ruling planet standing still in a brand new part of the sky. This is energy you are going to feel very strongly, and in particular, because this is energy happening at the foundation of your chart, you are likely to feel things that much more deeply related to the past and with a depth and intensity related to where you've been, but also where it is that you no longer want to be. This is an empowering moment. On the one hand, it may help you see the past differently. It may help you face the past and the regret that might be there, but it's also a chance to transform your relationship to who you used to be. It's part of freeing yourself from the bondage of the past and instead to step into your present that much more. And I think that is the main theme as we are beginning this month for you. The very big news is the fact that we also are going to have a lunar eclipse in your sign. Now, you've had a series of eclipses over the course of the last just over a year, so it's been a while. You're not going to see an eclipse in your sign again until 2031. And so, eclipses are always a chance to align us with a higher, more loving vision for our life in a particular area of life. Now, for you, it's about you, your identity, what matters to you most, what matters to you first. I feel like this week is like a cherry on top, if you will, but a real breakout moment as well, because this is where you get very clear about whom it is that you are and whom it is that you no longer are as well. With Pluto stationary retrograde in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your past, well, we also have a sense of this eclipse helping to bring closure, but also launching you into your future. It's closing a door for some Scorpios rather dramatically, but it's also leaping into an exciting future ahead. This lunar eclipse is standing across the sky from Uranus, planet of the future, and a retrograde Mercury. That brings with it this shocking and surprising quality, but it's also a sense of you seeing yourself differently, more deeply, that is emphasized at this time. Your one on one interaction with another person is part of what facilitates the awareness and therefore the change. Now, I use certain examples whenever I see somebody with an eclipse in their sign. And that certainly is true for you, especially with an eclipse like this. I think I might say that two or three more times, especially with an eclipse like this, because it is so dramatic and it is so freeing. It's all about seeing the truth of yourself and acknowledging where you've gone way off track from whom it is that you actually are, who it is that you know yourself to be. And so I have seen people make a lot of dramatic changes. I've seen lots of people, they have an eclipse in their sign, a relationship ends, for example. They move, for example. That seems to be very possible given that Pluto in a part of the sky having to do with your living situation is going retro as well. But remember, it comes down to identities. So I've seen people give up drugs. I've seen that a lot, actually, go sober. I have met a couple of people who went vegetarian or vegan with an eclipse in their sign. I met one person who was vegan for 10 years and started eating meat again at an eclipse in their sign. I mean, that's the kind of dramatic change we have. But remember, It's not about how you eat or who you love. It's about you. It's those things you hold closest to you. So the changes you make now are not about what you intellectually know or what you've decided, or what you think is good. It's more about what you feel, some truth that you're uncovering now. And it changes everything for you, navigating forward from here. The sky stays active. There's no letting up as we navigate forward. The sky kicks up again in big ways for you right around the middle of the month, the 15th of May. This is where big events start happening in your opposite sign of partnership and alliances. This could be business partnerships or professional alliances, but it can also and will likely for many Scorpios be about love as well. So I'll talk about love specifically in just a moment. Mercury goes direct in your opposite sign. You're seeing another person very differently and your alliance to them differently. It's like you know what the truth is and what you want to do. The following day, on the 16th, Jupiter enters your opposite sign for a year-long stay. Wherever Jupiter goes, it magnifies blessings. Your one-on-one alliances help facilitate powerful blessings for you now and in the year ahead, where it is you're hoping to connect with new people, fortify bonds, nurture alliances. Well, this energy will help you to do all that and more. It's faith that the right people will be there for you, and who isn't right for you will leave, and those alliances will end. Knowing that bigger blessings are on the horizon, and they absolutely are. On the 19th, we've got a new moon in your opposite sign. That suggests new people and you feeling very energized and empowered by that. That new moon is going to speak in harmony with Neptune and Mars. So there's faith, there's also excitement, there's belief and idealism, but there's also motivation and determination to have alliances meaningful to you and to work on those connections towards your shared benefit, your shared success. But it isn't just about these very big energies playing out, right? It's also about the fact that we have a rare and important configuration happening now. And that involves, once Pluto steps into your opposite sign, is going to set up what is called a grand fixed cross. This is a larger configuration of tension and motivation, but this is so rare. It is about feeling this pressure that things must change. And as a result, we're taking action. It's pressure and stress, but it's also breakthroughs and understanding. It's really showing yourself what you're made of and knowing that it's good. And so this is actually a configuration definitely spoke about for you in the year ahead horoscope, because it's going to be so important for all of us, but especially for you. As Jupiter steps into your opposite sign, it is going to square Pluto. Pluto at the foundation of your chart. It's going to square Mars at the top of your sky. And we've got the nodes. The North Node, mighty close in the sky to Jupiter. That conjunction is going to perfect next month, a big celestial moment for us. And the South Node, of course, in your sign perfects this larger T square playing out. So for the fixed signs out there, this grand fixed cross is going to be incredibly important. So fixed signs hold a season, okay? They are in the middle of each of the seasons. So the fixed signs is yours, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aquarius and Leo. These are the signs now that have big power players in them, speaking to this configuration. And this is set to reach out to just about every area of life. I want you to consider this as well. Mars is going to be standing across the sky from Pluto. Your ancient ruling planet and your modern ruling planet are on opposite ends of the zodiac. This is you really looking at where you've been and where you're going. It's about you making a choice, you making a decision, you reaching an understanding of who you no longer are, who you no longer want to be. It's very likely a lot of this is going to be rooted in emotion. I want to be straightforward with you. Chances are you'll be feeling things very strongly. You may see things in yourself that you don't like. But the great thing is that if you don't like it, you can change it. If you don't like it, you can decide whom it is that you really are and whom it is that you're going to be next, and live your life according to your choices, no one else's. That's part of the determination of this time that you'll be feeling so strongly now. Whatever happens is karmic. Remember, the nodes are very lit up. We've got that eclipse in your sign at the beginning of the month. We've got the activation of the nodes with the south node in your sign. Those are all about what's playing out now, aligning you with a higher, more loving vision of you, more than you knew before. There may be a little bit of an ebb before you get to the flow, but the flow will definitely find you soon enough. In fact, it is going to be June 1st. That is when Jupiter and the North Node meet with precision. That's when the tides really start to turn. So trust the tension, the disconnect, because it is the disconnect, the discontent, the uncertainty that is leading you back to you. I don't say this lightly. You are one of the signs, of all the signs, I would say, that is most likely to feel that you have become you in a way that you just didn't know before until you embraced it through the journey now. Now, where it comes to matters of love, that is the massively important news for you now. Mercury retrograde as we start the month in your opposite sign. Breakups that happen tend to not stay broken up. You are one of the signs that needs to be mindful of that given where Mercury is retrograde. As soon as Mercury goes direct, Jupiter enters your opposite sign, setting up an incredible year in the context of love for you. Now, of course, there is going to be a Jupiter special horoscope as there is every year, so be on the lookout for that. But for now, I did want to talk about this because this is that important for you. Jupiter moving into your opposite sign. This comes down to transition and faith and change. The faith that the right partners will be there for you. The sense of transition, bonds that are good grow stronger. Those that are not, they find a way to leave. It may be by choice on your part. But that's because Jupiter is rooted in faith. Faith that there is the right partnership for you. If you're not in it, you'll know. But this energy can be very healing to old wounds in love and present relationships that you're working on now as well. We've got a new moon in your opposite sign as well. Wow, the universe really wants you to learn about yourself in the context of partnerships and love now. There is going to be someone there to help you to understand where you are in love and to get a new perspective. For those of you open to meeting someone new, if ever there was energy that said, brand new person on the horizon, it certainly would be a month like this that does suggest that. It's like you're wrapping up loose ends with the retrograde in the first part of the month. We get to the middle of the month and these new chapters start for you with Jupiter entering your opposite sign. And we also have that new moon as well. Now, remember, we're gearing up towards Jupiter meeting the North Node. That is one of the more powerful symbols you're going to have for connecting with someone new in a meaningful way. But the ball gets rolling now. It becomes very important, I would say, especially once Mercury goes direct. Chances are you'll feel it. You'll be seeing partnerships past and present differently, attractions differently. Once that Mercury goes direct, make sure you're out and about meeting people. Wherever you find them, meet them, because you've got a very good shot for some of those avenues to open up real opportunities for you to move towards relationship if that's what you want. For those of you just starting to date someone, what a remarkable time this can be. In the context of dating, this can be a powerfully important moment for you now. It's a moment of truth and insight and understanding. If this feels like someone you want to navigate forward with and you're meant to, you'll know more clearly once Mercury goes direct. But this kind of energy could have you moving towards partnership now. But if this is not the right person for you, this type of energy says you might meet someone brand new, and you may want to stay open to that in the process and as part of you navigating this month ahead. And for those of you in an established bond, well, look, this is either a new chapter, a new beginning, or an understanding that takes you in a different direction. And what I mean by that is this wonderfully healing energy can heal the past. Sometimes it has to do with the relationship, but if you feel like your relationship is really good, then that bond deepens at this time. You want to make sure you are moving forward after the Mercury retrograde. That's when you really will be clear as to this bond that you share with this person. Now, if you've had doubts, especially for a while, Jupiter entering your opposite sign gives you faith that there is another way for you. You may or may not meet somebody else with a month like this, but it's almost like that secondary. It doesn't even matter. If you're ready to move forward, you will find that way forward. Whether or not someone is there, there's faith that there is love in the world for you, and there absolutely is. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a valuable and meaningful astrological moment. It's a huge month for you. I will say there's so much here. I know I always say that, but that's really true for the Scorpios now. I am going to say the lunar eclipse in your sign. In an instant, you will see yourself differently, who you are, and where there's a disconnect between what you are demonstrating, what you are living, and the truth about you. This is a chance to feel fresh and new and excited about your future. It's going to be rooted in some sense of leaving a part of your past identity behind, but it's part of the excitement of all there is that you have yet to do, but more importantly, that you have yet to be in this lifetime ahead. Thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. As a superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes, access to exclusive live events, and higher tiers get you things like access to Synchronicity University classes, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. I look forward to meeting you there.